everyone, I'm Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSE Core Concepts in the series of Learning Python. Specifically, we are learning Python for object-oriented programming, how to implement object-oriented programming using the Python tutorial. So, in my previous video, we have discussed about what is a class. We understood what is a class, how to create an instance of a class, and what are the different types of methods or functions we can define in a class, right? So, by now, I assume that you know how to generate classes and methods. Now, as I told you that there are four pillars of object-oriented programming, namely inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and data abstraction. So we are going to cover each one of them in detail with practical examples. And here, starting with inheritance in Python. So stay tuned till the last of the videos. We are going to discuss some problems. We will execute those problems. I will demonstrate them, and there is a quiz for you for self-assessment. So first let us understand what do we mean by the inheritance. So inherit means in general term when you have a parent and you are a child. So the child is inheriting from the parent. So similarly here also we have two classes, multiple classes, maybe not limited to two. So we have something called as a parent class and its child classes. Now who is a parent? Let's say for example I am describing a class called vehicle. Now vehicle is something very generalized because there are different types of vehicles and the characteristics change depending on the type of the vehicle. So a car can also be considered as a vehicle. A bike is also, any type of two-wheeler is also a vehicle. Any type of three-wheelers are also vehicle. Any type of buses are also vehicles, right? Now their characteristics are different. So a car will have other sitting capacity. The sitting capacity of a two-wheeler will be different than from a bus, right? So, but some of the properties remain same. That is, they all have the engine, okay, maybe of different capacity, but they all have engine, they all have some seating capacity, maybe one also, right? So they all have some colors. So some of the attributes are what common, but some of them are very specific, right? So if I am talking about the wheels, all of them have wheels, right? So if I define wheels in the vehicle class and if I want to discuss about the car wheels, then obviously it is going to inherit from its parent. You don't have to write this wheel repeatedly in each of the type of vehicles, right? So this is the beauty of object-oriented programming. So the common features or the common functions, common methods you can define in the parent class, and simply the child classes can inherit from the parent classes, right? So how to write this? Let's see the syntax. So first you have to define a superclass. We will not call parent class, you can call, but generally it is called as a superclass. So you define the name of the class. Okay, so let's say here our class is vehicle and you define the attributes and the methods. Now the attributes and the methods of the superclass can be used by all its subclasses, right? So this is the superclass, but how will you subclass? But how will you tell? How will you define that which superclass it belongs to? So in the bracket, you will have to write its name. So let's say I am defining a class called car and in bracket, I will have to define the vehicle, right? So that means car is a child class of the superclass vehicle, right? So you can define the attributes of the superclass and this subclass can have its own private attributes also, not a problem, right? So let's say for example, we are creating a class called as animal. So animal is something very generalized, right? So we are not defining the name of the animal right now. I am just keeping it blank and I am defining a method called eat, right? So I am just printing I can eat. Now I am defining a class called as dog, which is inheriting its properties from the animal superclass. And I am discussing I am finding a method, writing a method for this dog class. Now this method is only for the dog class, right? But dog class can inherit the eat property, eat method. That is fine. So my name is so and so. I am simply printing the name. So now you have to create a object of the class dog, let's say Labrador. Okay, so it is a object of instance of the class or object of the class dog. Okay, now dot name. Okay, I'm assigning its name because this name has been defined where? It has been defined in your classes, right? So I am saying it is my name Simba. Let's say here, sorry, here I forgot display name. Okay, I can say Simba, and dot eat method I am calling, and I am calling dot display, right? So it will display. So name is also here. You don't need to write the name even here, no problem, because you have already defined in the superclass, which you can always use in the subclass. Shall we try this code out? Let's do it in our Google Colab. So let us first define a class, superclass, okay, animal, right? So I am defining a class animal, and simply I can say, okay, right now I am keeping my name empty, and I can say define display. Okay, or eat. I think eat method was there. Yeah, so eat. I am not writing anything. Yeah, but I have to write self because I have to refer to the current instance. So I am simply printing a message. I can eat myself. Okay, simple. I am creating a parent class. Now I am creating a class called as dog. So you can create a class cat. You can create any animal, right? So dog, but I have to write down animal. Why? Otherwise, how will I tell that this is a subclass of the parent class is dog, right? Now let's say I am defining, let's say I'm, yeah, display. Okay, I want to display the name of the dog. So my value is self. So I can say print, and I can write down my name is, and I can write self dot name. So name has been declared here in the animal, so I can even use it. It is not a problem here, right? Because it is of the parent class and I am inheriting the property. Now let's say I am having a Labrador is equals to, it is a instance of the object of the class dog. Okay, now I can write down, I can access any method using now this word object. So Labrador dot display. Okay, so dot display is only local to the subclass, and I can say Labrador dot eat. Right, now eat is a method of the parent class. Fine. So I can, okay, I have to write down self, the name I have to print. Let's say Simba. The name of my dog is Simba, right? 1 minute. Labrador is dot name. Sorry, I have not defined which variable it will go. So is equals to display. Okay. Wait, I have to first assign the name. Yeah, I have to assign the name first of all, and then I will call Labrador dot display. Okay, my bad. Fine. So let's do it. Okay. So now what is it? What the Labrador is not defined. Why is it not defined? Because it is not recognizing. It has to be of the type dog. Okay. But here, okay, so typo mistake, Labrador, spelling mistake was there, is there. So I've corrected it. Okay, so my name is Simba. It is printing, I can eat myself, right? So I have called from this parent class also. So now method overriding, let's see what is it. So what we can do is that we can even override the methods which we have defined in the parent class. Let's say here I have written eat, right? Now in the dog class again I can write the same method which is written in the parent class and with a different message, right? That also I can do, right? So let me do one thing. I can write a code over here. Let's say class dog, it is of type animal. I am writing the same piece of code, but what am I doing is that I am writing the same, I am calling the same method which I have written in the parent class. Okay, I like meat, so let's say. Okay, so now if I execute this, right? And if I am saying this, I like meat. Now this is not to be called, let's say, okay, I'm not calling this, wait, okay, I'll write a new piece of code. So Labrador is equals to dog, okay, then I'm saying Labrador dot eat. I'm simply calling it, right? So what is it writing? I like meat. Earlier I have written I can eat myself. Then it is saying I like meat. Means what? It has overridden, right? So you can always do that in the child class. Now there is something called as a super function. It is, you can call the parent class also using the keyword super. Right. So generally you need to access any method. You simply call super dot that name and it is done. So instead of writing labrador.eat and all, you can always write like this. So same, this is same piece of code. Here you have written, you are overriding and you are simply writing super.eat. Now what will it print? You are overriding later. First of all, you are calling the parent class, right? So what you can do is that here, instead of writing this, I am writing super dot eat, right? If I am writing super dot eat and then if I am calling this one, so it is printing both, right? First it is going to super dot eat like the parent class, then it is going to the, then it is overriding the method, right? So super function inheritance, another example this is, I will just explain you this example. How is it written? So I have defined a class animal. This is a constructor. We will come across it, constructor. It is basically used for initialization. So I am giving the name of that animal, right? Or simply you can write blank space also, no problem. Now you are writing a method info self, so you are printing the name of the animal. That's it, right? You are doing this much. Now you are calling a class dog, which is a subclass of the superclass animal, and you want to print its breed also. So the name is there from the parent class. So simply you are writing super.init is the name which you are inheriting from the parent class, and this is breed you are writing in this subclass. And maybe you are writing a function where you are simply printing, and these are the details, right? So let us see what you have done here is that you can create, wait, this has been edited, so that is why it is showing error. We don't wish to continue with that. So let's say I am writing class animal, right? And here what am I doing is that I am calling initialize function. So you know how to call the initialize function using the, we have written it in the functions, right? So now what do you want here? You want to have the name of the dog, right? And you can say self dot name is equals to name, sorry, name, right? You have written this much, right? Now you are writing one method inside the parent class. So that is defined, let's say info, okay, info self, where you simply want to print, okay? So you are printing the name of the animal. Animal name is, let's say you are saying self dot name. Simply you are writing this class. Now let us create a subclass. Okay. So to create a subclass, what you have to do? You have to define subclass, let's say dog, and you have to mention the name of the parent class animal, right? Now what you have to do is that maybe you are using the, you are writing your own function where you have want a breed also, right? So define init. Breed is a local to that class because every dog will have its own breed, right? So that is why it is not a attribute of the animal class, right? Understood? So it has to be self, comma. So you have to include all of them because name also you want and breed also you want, right? Okay. Now what you want is name you will get from where? Your parent class. So you have to use the keyword super. Right, after writing super, you have to press a dot and then you have to call the init function. So this is the syntax, super dot, and you call the init function. Now you can give the name, whatever name you want to give, that we will do from the calling function. And here you can always write the self dot breed, yeah, is equals to breed. Now you may write a display function. Let's say let's write a display function here, or a print function, details self. So what you will do, simply you will print what you will write, self dot name is of type, or is a self dot breed. Okay, fine. So you have written this function, done. Now let us call it a I forgot a comma, right? I forgot a comma here. Okay, so this is done. So let's write the let's create a class, right? So D is equals to is of type dog. Let's give it a name Buddy. Now how many arguments you have to give? Remove self, name and the breed. Let's say it is of type, any type, let's say golden retriever. Okay, golden retriever. Okay, done. And I am going to call the parent method d dot info. Some parent method we had called, because we have to set the name also, and we have to call the d dot details. Let's see, init did not be called, right? Now suppose if I don't call this info, okay, what will happen? Let's see. Let me remove this and see. Buddy. Okay, then also it is calling its name, because you have called self.name and it is from the parent class. So I hope you understood this concept of inheritance. Now inheritance has many types. So in my next video we are going to discuss about the types of inheritance, and for each of them we will discuss some examples. And this is a simple quiz, a very small quiz I have kept here, so you can write the answers to me in the comment section. You can choose, this is the first, second, and this is piece of code you have to execute, where there is a class vehicle, okay, where the number of wheels are defined, okay, and every car vehicle has wheels. Simply you are doing that. Now in car, how car runs fast. Now you have to tell me what will be the output when you are calling this order, right? So do write to me in the comment section, and of course do like, share and subscribe to this channel. And next time it is going to be very interesting. We are going to study all the types of inheritance. Thank you.